Yeah, dude, I remember that because our LPO thought a fucking mortar hit me. Me and Blake were shooting it. I shot it. He loaded it for me. I staged it right outside in a little tri-wall, little cardboard box outside of my tent because there wasn't any room. So I ran out. I knew where I staged it, grabbed the Gustav. He grabbed the rounds, and we fucking ran to the corner of the fob and fucking launched that thing right at the mountain. The same mountain we always got hit at. Literally the same exact mountain every time.
Did you get hit from there again?
I think so. We got hit there again.
Oh yeah, we called it tick 30, and it usually always happened like right at sunset,
See?
right at dusk. And so we were like, it's getting close to tick 30. Let's stay frosty.
Let's get our kit on.
Nice.
Keep our boots on.
How many rounds did you fire?
I think just a couple.
Just a couple?
Yeah, but I use that more than once.
Well, just a couple Carl Gustav rounds to
Yeah.
take out a fucking shopping mall, but...
Because our LPO was up on top of that little deck above the kitchen. He looked down and saw like this massive explosion. And he told me afterwards, he said my fucking heart stopped.
That base attack, our tents all got shot up. Because I remember afterwards going by like, holy crap, there's bullet holes in those tents.
Yeah, that was a big one, dude. They thought they had it up on us because we were fresh.
Yeah, they were. So our base was along the Arghandab River, and there was the river kind of high. It's like we call it the green zone, right? Because it has a bunch of trees and vegetation. They snuck in through there and actually were getting close enough, and were launching RPGs at us, and it was a pretty crazy base attack.
No shit. Well, Jeff, Travis tells me this was probably the most eventful deployment of the three that he did. What would you say about that?
Oh, definitely, hands down. Because I felt like when we left the wire, when we went right, when we crossed the river and went right, we got shot at every single time. Mm-hmm. When we made a left, we found IEDs about 75% of the time. So it's like, what do we want to do today? Do we want to go blow some IEDs up, or do we want to go get in a scrap?
What'd you guys do? Flip a coin?
Yeah, so we got to make sure our route, like if we didn't keep a presence south, there'd be IEDs everywhere. So we still had to maintain push out, have our control of that area too. But we preferred to go actually get in the fight. No one likes messing with IEDs.
Yeah. And we were debating whether we wanted to get our boots wet.
That's the toughest decision of the deployment right there.
When it's 20 degrees and you're going to do a river crossing and you're going to be up in the mountains for a day and a half doing an overwatch, man, that's honestly some of the coldest I've ever been and the hardest I've ever spooned with another man.
Yeah, well, if it was worth it, I'll bet it was worth it to dish out some love to the, local haters.
Yeah.
But
Oh, he did.
yeah. Well, Jeff, thanks for calling in, man. You got any words for Travis before we end the call?
Oh, dude, keep crushing it, man. Love seeing what you're doing, and awesome talking with you, bro.
Thanks, Jeff. It's good to hear your voice, brother. Hope you're well.
All right, Jeff.
Cool, Shawn, bro. It was awesome talking to you too, dude.
You too, man. Tell the wife, tell the kid I said hello, and especially Dancer, too. That's my favorite one. So.
Yeah, I'll go out and get her some treats for you, man.
All right. Be safe, Jeff.
Later, guys.
Bye-bye.
It was good hearing his voice.
That's the last call, I promise. But how's that? Did that take you back? I mean,
It did, yeah.
Did it make you miss it a little bit, maybe?
Yeah. Made me miss being around guys like Jeff.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's been a while since I even talked to him, so it was good to hear his voice and reminisce.
Yeah.
I don't get to do that often.
Yeah. None of us are as good as we'd like to be at keeping in touch, and sometimes the best thing for us, in my opinion, is to, separate yourself, at least for a little while, from, the majority of the community to kind of find your new way. But, so we've already established that your second deployment was a really eventful one. You come back home again for the second time. Did you know you were going back to combat again for a third time? Or?
No, I wasn't going. I knew. At that time, I was going to BUDS instructor.
Oh, okay. You went to become a BUDS instructor.
Yeah.
Did you want to do that?
Yeah.
You're ready for a break?
Yeah, I was ready. They asked me if if I wanted to do something different, and that was the only way I was going to leave. They were trying to force dudes out to go to trade at the time, and I was like, no. I was like, I'm not going there. If I'm going to do something, I want to be a BUD/S instructor. I want to be at the forefront of the training. And I knew I wanted to be BUD/S instructor first phase. That was like
you were
my
first
goal.
phase.
Yeah, I was first phase, and that was my goal.
You were a total fucking dickhead then.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like the quiet
Man.
fucking dickhead, not the outlandish instructor yelling and screaming. But
that's like the worst kind. You never know
I
what
knew
the
what
fuck
I wanted.
they're thinking.
Yeah. So I said I had the opportunity. It was hard to get because the guys going from east to west, it's a fate. You know, it's kind of hard to do. Leadership's not really prone to let guys do that, but I guess said screw it and let me do it.
You went to so you come home from deployment. It was a rough one. You guys did a lot of good shit. Got a lot of combat in. Did you go straight to BUD/S as a first phase instructor when you got back?
Got back to it. Obviously did some break, some leave, cool down, a little R&R. And then as soon as I was done with that, it was literally I got orders to go to BUD/S. I called them ahead of time. I was like, look, I'm coming there. I want to go first phase. And they're like, all right, you got it.
No shit.
Yeah. And I just checked in. Simple as that.
Well, this is interesting because you were so motivated to become a SEAL and talking to your dad that, I mean, he had no doubt you were going to make it. And then you go to combat, you make it through, you go to combat, you do 2 pumps, you took some heavies, you got a lot of combat time. How did your mentality change towards, I mean, you show up and you got 200 men, you know, some of them are still fucking kids. Mm-hmm. Others are, you know, a little older, trying to, you know, prove to themselves they can make it. I'm always curious, like, what do you think of when you see 200 people that all want to be exactly what you are, and almost none of them have any fucking idea of what they're about to go through, if in the unlikely event that they make it. Yeah. What do you think of the class? Are you
right away? I know, 80% of them are not going to be there, and I don't say that overtly, but I just know.
Yeah.
But I take it. What I've learned when I was an instructor, it was definitely a growing experience for me. I would say professionally and maturity, for sure. Just once you walk into that, it's just like a bubble, its own world. Like as an instructor, even as students, but as an instructor, you're on a pedestal, whether you think so or not. You're a god to these students. In their mind, they want to be you. So it's definitely upholding the standard and exceeding the standard. But when I look at students, whenever I saw a fresh class, I've always took it as a fresh start. I mean, they needed to prove themselves to me. I get blank slate for them until proven otherwise.
Okay.
Sometimes we classed up looking at them. Sometimes as classes went on, I became inherently I could look at a guy and be like, no.
No shit.
Not happening.
Were you ever wrong?
A couple times.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The nerdiest looking fucking dweeb sometimes makes it, huh?
I mean, 9 times out of 10 fucking makes it.
Yeah.
And that's, people think, so concerned about size, weight, strength, etc. It's those guys that are put out more than, I've seen D1 athletes, guys with everything, supposed to be athletic studs, just quit day one.
Yeah.
So it's just, you can't pinpoint it. What I've learned, you can't pinpoint he's gonna be good. He's not. He's solid. He's not. It's so broad. You just never could tell who wants it more. As time goes, it's all proven in action. It's like someone could say they want it, but that doesn't mean shit until you're out there.
I mean, you've been through a lot at this point, and I mean, did you have any animosity towards the students? Did you want them to quit, or did you talk to me about when you look at a class and you have just come from what you've come through, and you're still at a young age, I mean, are you thinking, I'm going to fucking crush you? You're going to quit? Or are you thinking...
No, I definitely had that mindset with certain individuals, not everybody. I could tell I would get really fucking pissed and angry at certain students just based off their performance and just lack of mental strength and just the want to be there, because you hear everything in the wind of why they're there, why they're not performing, etc., or quitting. So it was just frustrating to me as well as the other instructors. And I got to work with some seasoned instructors too. That've been, majority of them, if not all of them, I think a couple, all combat.
Really?
And all the leadership were damn neck.
Okay.
So seasoned guys. So the tolerance for not putting out or not wanting to be there was zilch for everybody. The patients were. So it was so easy. What I learned as an instructor was so easy to see the negative in somebody too. Like, we were so quick. This is how we spoke about it, like eating your own so fast.
Yeah.
We were so fast. I found it, because I did it, just to find so negative performance in somebody. And they may be doing okay, but as soon as they slip up just a little bit, we're on it. He may be okay. He may be like overall decent, like up to that point, but maybe just having a bad fucking day or something. But as soon as he has a bad fucking day, we're on him, trying to get him out of there. We're just I found myself jumping to the negativity so fast by just looking at everything, like, is this guy performing? What is he doing up to this point? What's his reputation in class, etc. Looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
I was always front sight focused on making dudes quit.
Yeah.
At first, which I found out that was kind of like that was the wrong approach. I shouldn't have done that like right out the gate. Our goal wasn't just to fucking make dudes quit. We want to get rid of the guys who want to be there, and the program gets rid of the guys itself. It hasn't been changed. A proven system. The guys are going to leave because the curriculum is what it is. Instructors are just there to uphold the standards.
Did your mindset start to change while you were at first phase as an instructor, or did your mindset change like after you left, thinking back on how everything went?
It changed while I was there. I would say it changed when I became a proctor of a class, and I was like the lead instructor of class 305, and I really got to get to know the class. I was their guy. I was their conduit between the rest of the instructors. I would meet with them, talk with them, make sure they have all their shit squared away for the next day, meet with them on the weekends. I became close and built a relationship with the guys. At first, I'm there to help with scheduling and just help the class and weed out the people that don't want to be there. But as time goes on, you build a relationship because you're with them the entire 7 weeks of first phase. So I grew. That's where I think I definitely grew as an instructor and as a SEAL as far as maturity is concerned.
No shit.
Because that responsibility too. Because you're the go-to guy. You're not just another instructor out there yelling and screaming, at another student. They're looking up to you. Like, hey, they're meeting with you every night. They can go to you to talk to you. And I would meet with them at night and tell them, hey, this is what you're fucking up. This is what you're doing good. This is what you need to be squared away. Or I would remediate them to let them know that, hey, you've been fucking up this whole day. So I definitely grew during that one class. And then after that point, the rest of the class I was there for another 6-7 classes. It definitely carried with me throughout.
Would you say, maybe not right off the bat, maybe this came later, maybe it didn't come at all, but would you say there is there any specific common denominator that you're looking for in the guys that are coming through the training?
I'm looking for that strong why.
That strong why they want to do it?
Yeah. And everyone has their own. And there's not some blanket statement that's going to be good enough. But everyone has their own reasons why. But it has to be, for me, what I saw a lot of, it wasn't about the job. It was more about, I just want to do buds. Or I just want to try it, challenge.
Yeah.
That was it. That was like the sole focus. And yeah, in itself, it is a challenge. yeah, you should want to complete buds.